I honestly, when Jordan and I watched it, I think the first thing that Jordan said, like after the opening scene, was I've never seen a more Dylan movie.
Yeah. It was like made for you. Like the way that the characters are designed, the comedic timing, the music, the like high intensity, like something is flashing on a frame like every 5 seconds. It was just like made for you and for your taste.
I feel like it is like a perfect mix of like everything, because like I consider myself, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not a millennial, but I also feel like I'm on the cusp of like being super into the internet.
Yeah, you are.
Also, as a kid that grew up on like Avatar and anime, like it's funny that the characters are like shoving bibimbap into their face and they're like slurping on noodles.
It did have like a lot of anime timing with like the character reactions.
But yeah, it just reminds me so much of like Avatar, where it's like you have this like serious like character that's like going through something, and then it's like they break out and their like eyes bulge out.
Yeah.
I love the off-model stuff.
Definitely. And I think thematically too, the whole like demon hunter element was something that really spoke to me as a movie watcher, just because like, I mean, I love vampire slayers and those like dark stories, and the main character here being like part demon, but also like a demon hunter. I just found that to be like a really interesting conflict, almost like Vampire Diaries when Selena is a vampire. You know, like I was like, oh, I'm hooked. Like I love this.
It is a really smart device, I feel like, to cross over, to take K-pop and what it represents, the songs, the dancing, the style and all of that, and then mesh it with also this demon action thing. I think they actually marry together really, really well.
It also makes sense because like becoming like an idol is like, it's the best of the best. Like,
right,
you are the top dancer, singer, whatever.
And to that point too, about it's like the best of the best, the cream of the crop, making it then the movie basically boils down to a battle of the bands is such a fun device for how are they fighting these demons? Oh, they're trying to win over the fans. They want to be the best band.
Yeah. And then obviously I always love an enemies to lovers story, and like I
mean, I guess I do too.
The way that it's handled here with the music and like the character designs, like I was all in.
I agree. I think it's more like, for me, it's like, it's not the like enemies to lovers. It could be, but I think I like more like their flirtatious, like they're because they're both respectively like lead vocal, which in the K-pop group is like, you're the leader, you're the captain.
They're like the front men, basically.
So it's like the fact that they, outside of their group, both knowing like, oh, we're gonna flirt and I'm gonna fight with you, but like nobody else knows. I'm like, ooh, it's juicy.
And like, especially like through a musical duet, like there could not be anything more that I would love.
I mean, if anything, it's more obvious that it was like, one, written by an Asian person, and two, it was like written by a woman. Like she knew where to put those little spicy touches to be like, as much as Huntrix like slays, like they also eat food but like wear pajama to like meet a boy. Like it's like
they go to spa.
They go to spa.
Yeah, the one thing that I love about this movie is that like they are super like slay girls, and they're so talented at their jobs, like the music and demon slaying. But on top of that, like you said, like they're real people. They're 3-dimensional. We see behind the curtain a little bit, and I feel like this was a good example of having a character with like an internal conflict, but also you see her being really good at something, but also like she kind of feels real, like kind of feels like someone that you could be, you know?
Maybe they'll understand.
When then her internal conflict is affecting her talent, right? She's literally losing
and her relationships, like with her friends and stuff, which I thought was also like done well.
Yeah, I mean, thematically too, I think the movie is hiding your true self, you know, not letting yourself be seen. I am part Korean, I'm Korean American, and we're talking about this Korea boom. I feel like in America, the perspective of it is a little bit like, it wasn't super cool to be Asian. Like, I'll just go more general. And now this is, like you said, Dylan, like it's becoming exciting for people that there's a culture there that is being celebrated. And I think that there's something cool about Rumi hiding her true self and realizing that just be yourself, and that is... people will accept you and people will love you for that.
Not to turn it into like a therapy session, but I remember after watching it, I was like, I texted my aunt, who I'm really close with, and I was like, is there something to say about the fact that this movie and Turning Red is like both about like young Asian people who are like burdened by like an immigrant parent being like, I need to hide the fact that I'm like not normal.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you guys okay? Like I texted her because she's from that generation that's like,
sure,
20, 30 years behind. And I was like, are you good? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before, I think, on this podcast, but I think there is something that is stronger when there's more specificity in a movie. And here we have the K-pop culture and we have this demon hunting culture that they, create in the movie. And most American children who are watching that don't have either, like they're not in K-pop camp and they're not hunting demons, I would assume. But I think like the good versus evil and just like being able to be confident in who you are and, overcome your own personal conflicts. I think when it's set with this backdrop of that specificity, it's like a stronger message compared to something like A Wish that came out a couple years ago, where there's nothing there is like really relatable because it's so bland and it's so generic.
Yeah.
And
didn't even watch it.
like, I just think there's nothing for people to connect to. Like that movie is just good versus bad. And you're like, oh, okay. But like this movie is good versus bad, but there's like depth and specificity, which
and always too, like you said, when you get super specific, you can always extrapolate that. Like it is a universal message just wrapped in a Korean story.
I also love the animation style.
It's so good.
I think Sony animation has really been killing it the last couple of years.
They've been incredible.
But I think this one stands apart.
So good, right?
Yeah, they did. I saw some really cool behind the scenes on this of them actually getting real. There are a lot of K-pop people worked on this, writing songs and doing the dances, and they have all this reference footage of the dances and then the translation of it into the animation where it's even like the dancers are incredibly talented and so spot on, and then you get to the animation, it's like, oh, it's so crisp. And then too, into the action, I feel like the way that the choreography is handled in the action is also really great. I mean, action to music I think is always good, so here we go. You said the music in this is really great and really fun. And the animation style being so punchy, being so fluid, when you transition from the dancing into the action, it feels like one and the same, like flip sides of the same coin. And I think that that's really impressive.
My eye is so easily watching this as opposed to like, I don't know, like a hard hitting drama where it's like start cut. Another layer of the addiction.
K-Pop Demon Hunters, Academy Award winning film. Let's go. Love this movie more and more every time I watch it. Thanks for watching this animated episode of Rats on Film. If you like this, you can click the link up above to see our full discussion on the movie. And if you like movies and you like us, you can click subscribe to follow us for ranked lists, movie discussions, drafts, that sort of thing. Thanks for watching.